What's going on, guys? Raiden here. Today we're playing some Domination on Havana. And the subject I'm going to be talking about this game is a little random, but I've been thinking about it lately and I just kind of wanted to put it out there and see how you guys would take it. But first, before I get started talking about anything related to video games, I would just like to say that the Packers are going to the Super Bowl, and I am pumped. And most of you don't know this, but I'm a huge Packers fan, and I have waited way too long for this. We have had many heartbreaks over the past 10 years in the playoffs, and we were close to having another one against the Bears, but our defense pulled us through the game, and we're going to the Super Bowl. So, for those of you who are like, oh, you don't stand a chance against the Steelers. Well, you know what? We're in the big game, so unless you're a Steelers fan, you have no right to say anything, because while my team plays in the big game, your team will be sitting on their asses at home watching it. So, enough said about that. I just wanted to get that out there. The subject I want to talk a little bit about today is probably going to be kill streaks, but I'm going to lead into it by talking about my win ratio, because I've gotten some people asking me, how do you get your win ratio so high? I've had people ask me that over messages. I've had people comment and say, you have a really nice win-loss ratio. I've had random people on PSN try to add me because they just look at my win ratio, and right now it's about a 7.8. And I can tell you guys a few reasons why my win-loss ratio is so high. One, I never play alone. And call it what you want. I just don't like getting extremely frustrated when randoms on my team don't know what they're doing, and the only thing that I'll play by myself is free-for-all. I never play objective game modes by myself because randoms don't know what they're doing, and I don't want to go 10 and 30 trying to cap flags by myself. So I never play objective game modes by myself or anything else. I mean, I might play a game or two Mercenary TDM, but that's about it, nothing else. I'm almost always with a party, not usually a full one. Usually in search it's maybe 3 or 4 people, but usually when I play Dom or something along those lines, it's a full party of 6, but I don't mind playing Dom without a full party. Usually 3 people will be enough to get the job done if you're playing with competent players. But the people that I play with, we've been playing together for well over a year now. Usually what'll happen is we'll get on every night and just play a couple games, Domination, whatever. It'll be me, Danny, Mike, Twisted, Joker, and usually somebody else. And if you don't know them by their first names, Danny was formerly Excel Cigano, Mike was formerly Excel Soul, Twisted, Excel Twisted obviously, and Joker would be Excel Joker. They've all gone their separate ways, but we still play together, usually every night. And definitely a lot of fun. Probably the one of the funnest groups of guys that I have on my friends list. I mean, I don't really play with anybody else on my friends list usually, but besides Stump and people in the clan. And you're wondering, well, how the hell does this tie into kill streaks? Well, even if you're playing in a full party, you're not going to win every game, and it's good to diversify. I think that's a word, but it's good to be diverse in the kill streaks that you're running on your team. And a lot of people will run things like Napalm Strike, Dogs, and Chopper Gunner. You know what? You can have one kill whore on your team. I agree, it's good to have a kill whore, and usually Joker is our kill whore. You can see, actually, I think right now, as I say that, he's actually in the Chopper Gunner, which is funny, but he's usually the one that runs Chopper Gunner all the time. There's really no need for four of the players on your team to be running Chopper Gunner. There's absolutely no need for it. And I'm not saying that you have to sit down and say, okay guys, you need to run this, you need to run, helicopter or whatever. I'm not saying that, but usually if you've played with a group long enough, you tend to know what they're going to use, and that's the way it is with this group. I know how they play, I know what kill streaks they usually run, I know what they excel at, what they're not good at, and that's just the way it is. But we win so much when we play because we work as a team and we're not all trying to get, our kill streaks or whatever. Usually, like in this game, I think I was running 358, which would be Spy Plane, Napalm Strike, and Blackbird. Now I've started running 348, which is Spy Plane, Counter Spy Plane, Blackbird. because people have no idea how potent Counter Spy Plane really is. I don't know if you've ever played against a team that was using Counter Spy Plane, but it is extremely annoying to be playing a game and have your radar scrambled all the time. And if you have 2 or maybe even 3 people on your team running that, it's very hard for the other team to get organized pushes. And that, I mean, Counter Spy Plane, even though it's a 4 kill streak, even though it only lasts 30 seconds, that is a game changer. You may disagree with me, but I have been in plenty of games where Counter Spy Plane has pretty much given us the win, because Counter Spy Plane is pretty much like everybody on your team having Ghost for 30 seconds. Only, even if that was the case, they still wouldn't be able to see where you're shooting from if you're not using a silence weapon, and they don't know where their teammates are, and that really counts for something, especially in Domination, where it's all about map control. And knowing where your teammates are, like, for example, in Havana, it's very good to control the 2 middle buildings overlooking B. If you don't know if your teammates have control of that building or not, then you're pretty much screwed. And it's like that for any map, to be honest. And so many people now running chopper gunner, dogs, building up their kill death by using kill streaks. I'm proud of my kill death because it's with guns, not with kill streaks. It's 2.58. I know it's not the highest. I mean, Mike and Danny and Joker all have higher kill death than me, but I don't use chopper gunner at all. And I'm not. Danny doesn't use chopper gunner either. Danny's just good. I mean, everybody that I play with is good, but I'm digging myself in a deeper hole here. I'm not like bashing my friends, but what I'm trying to say is I get my kill death by guns only usually. I usually don't get 10 or 15 kills a game with a chopper gunner. That's just not the way I play. But things like Counter Spy Plane, and everybody knows that Blackbird is really good. That's definitely a game changer. But Counter Spy Plane is so underrated that it's surprising to me that more people don't use it, which is good because I don't want my radar scramble all the time, to be honest. But there have been so many games where we've come back and won or made pushes because we have a Counter Spy Plane up. And not only that, kill streaks aren't the only reason for me having a high win-loss. It's just when you play with people that you've played with for a really long time, it's just really hard to get beaten. And we are just, I don't want to say we're really organized. We're not like a GB team, you know, we know exactly where we're going to go and all that. As far as strategy-wise, I mean, we're kind of random. We grab the first 2 flags and then just kind of spawn trap from there. But we all know that, you know, once it gets down to the nitty-gritty, we know what we have to do. And none of us are afraid to go negative if we have to cap flags. We're all willing to jump on a flag if we have to. And each person excels at their own little thing. To be honest, I'm not sure what my role is on the team. I mean, I'm kind of baffled at what my role is, and which is fine. But you know, Mike is usually the kind of guy who sits back in the assault rifle and kind of like a support guy. He usually has the least amount of death because he plays really smart. Twisted is the beastliest objective player I've ever seen. Like, he will hop on a flag so much to cap it. Danny is more of a aggressive player. He likes to keep pressure up, uses subs a lot. And Joker's the kill whore. And I think I'm forgetting somebody. Twisted, Mike, Danny, Joker. Yeah, that's 4, and then me. And I'm not sure what my role is, but either way, I think you should try. If you play in a group a lot, just try and say, hey, you know, maybe some of us should run Counter Spy Plane and see how well we do, because I'm telling you guys, Counter Spy Plane is so underrated, and it changes the game. If you have a couple people running it, it's just so hard to beat another team when your radar scramble all the time. But anyway, guys, it's the end of the game. I hope you enjoyed my rambling, and I will catch you guys later.